So they played golf together and they played tennis together. Does that mean Summers is going to be the next Fed chief?
Well, it means that Larry Summers and President Barack Obama have a relationship. And when you look at some of the past personnel decisions that President Obama has made, he tends to pick the person he's closer with. Now, with Summers, it's a bit of a mixed bag because, as everyone knows, inside the West Wing, Larry Summers he engenders a mix of I don't know, exasperation, but also affection. A great anecdote I came across in reporting: the president and Larry Summers are playing tennis at Camp David. It's a game of doubles. This is friendly doubles, right? This is not intense tennis. And the president beats Larry Summers. And Larry Summers remarks to another official next to him. He says, well, adjusted for age and adjusted for weight, I'm probably the better tennis player. I mean, when Larry goes away, President Obama gives him suspenders as a gag gift because Larry's trousers are always falling down in meetings. He's not exactly the human niceties Larry Summers doesn't do too well. So we don't know much about the relationship between President Obama and Janet Yellen, in part because there isn't a relationship.
Right.
They barely know each other. They've scarcely met. And that's a problem. Now, there could be a third candidate out there. There could be a fourth candidate. The White House tried to put a lid on this on Friday and say, oh, no decisions until September, October, the fall is how they couch that. So I suspect we have a lot more speculation to do and internally a lot more positioning. But remember, Larry Summers has a lot of allies inside the White House.
He has allies. He has a relationship with the president. Your story really zeroes in on that, Hans. But how tough would his Senate confirmation process be?
So this is the question that the White House hasn't quite figured out. They've focused on it a little bit, but they haven't quite figured out whether or not there's a confirmability problem with Larry Summers. They were put on notice last week by that letter from a bunch of senators, about a third of the Democratic senators, saying, boy, isn't Janet Yellen a great candidate? And what was great about that letter, if you're kind of sort of a student of these things, there wasn't any mention of Larry Summers. It was just, gee, isn't Janet Yellen a really strong opponent? That's from the president's own party. On the conservative side, the Republican side, they will use this as a chance to litigate A, inflation, and B, the economic policies of the president. It's going to be a difficult confirmation process if it's Larry or if it's anyone. Republicans are ginning, no surprise here, but they're ginning up for a fight.